Hello! It is I, ConviBoon, here for another Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and here we are in Marble Garden Zone. Or Marble Zone, sorry. But this isn't Sonic 3. Now, do you remember all that fast-paced platforming we were doing? Well, that's gone. That's all gone. Now we got slow-paced movements and everything and all the like. I must say before we continue, as if I'm recording my voice whilst playing, this one is a pre-record as opposed to live recording, because the live recording and the video footage got out of sync. I went to find out if I could clear up the problem, and it turns out that the recording function of the Genesis emulator may or may not mess up if you do long recordings, and this is a very, very long recording. So, you know, I was originally just gonna pull through and cut bits of the recording out that were kind of boring and unimportant. But it's a shame though, because I think a live recording is more fun than a pre-recording, because with a pre-recording, you're listening to me saying, oh, I did this, I did that. And it's not, you know, you're here for the gameplay, you're here to see my reaction, you're here to see me mess up and react to how much I fail. But with a pre-recording, I can't really give off that sort of natural vibe, if you get what I'm saying. So, but you know, it's still here. Live recording, pre-recording, I will be doing this Let's Play to the best of my ability. So, yeah, my general, but I guess with the pre-recording, I can give opinions on how I played and the level itself. Marble Zone for me it's okay. Like Sonic musical scores have always been great. But the actual level itself is kind of slow and dull compared to Green Hill Zone. So, and here's me in a special stage thinking I would do so well, and then I fuck up again. For some reason, I don't know why, playing Sonic 1 on the PC, I do well in the regular stages, but then mess up in special stages, so... Look how we're so disappointing with just one Chaos Emerald. So, yeah, Marble Zone is always very, very long. Act 2... and surprisingly, Act 3 are the longest. Now, I know in the last part I said Act 3s are very short, because that's where you fight Robotnik. I was wrong, because playing through this was horrible. Going back to what we said about the special stages, my personal favourite special stages were probably the ones in Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, or when they're put together as the full game, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the Blue Sphere stages, because they weren't like spacey and cheap like Sonic 2s and Sonic 1s, because Sonic 2s are, you know, I'd rather play Sonic 1's special stages, even though I don't like them as much, than Sonic 2's, because Sonic 2's, would have you run around these half pipes, and the controls were kind of quirky a little bit. And you also had, if you were playing with Tails as the first time, because you didn't know you could turn him off when I was a kid, he would run into bombs all the time, and he would collect rings too. And sometimes he would be the one who collects those last 3 to 5 rings or so that you needed to complete the the section that it tells you to. And then he blows up, he runs into a bomb, you lose the rings that you were supposed to get. So, it's a shame it goes like that, I suppose. It is a kind of deep shame that Tails would fuck up like that. But then again, AI wasn't perfect back then, and I don't think it still is. I mean, the other, you know, in my free time, I went to go play Assassin's Creed, and some of the AI are kind of stupid sometimes, you know? Oh look, a checkpoint. Yeah, there aren't many checkpoints in Marble Zone. There are a very short amount of them, which is kind of appalling. You know, you'd wish there'd be more with a long stage like this. I mean, look, everything's slow. The fire's slow, the platforms are slow, Sonic is slow, the enemies are slow. The background reminds me of Altered Beast for some reason. And these caterpillars are annoying. I mean, I usually die against these guys quite a few times, so I managed to pull through pretty well because I keep collecting a bunch of rings and shields, and whenever I get the invincibility frames from taking damage, I tend to run through lava a lot just to get through because I can't be bothered. And since I'm such a point maniac, I have to break all of these just to get 1,000 points. Because I'm like that. I like whenever something shows up saying, "Oh, you got a high score," or you're getting a good level of score, I will always just try and grab it. And of course, here we go. I'm gonna break the game and run all the way through the lava and everything just to get to the end. But then the momentum's broken off here because I've got to wait for pulleys to come down. Oh, that poor caterpillar! Look at his head bouncing around. I do find this a shame that we've got to do a pre-recording because, you know, the live recording I did was it was okay like this one, but I'd rather do live recording than commentaries because that's why I stopped doing ConviBoon watches on my own channel because, you know, I kind of got bored at it, and that was when I was also just learning how to get back into grips of recording because I lost my old microphone from many years ago that I used to do some voice work and some commentaries on a very, very old channel, which the name I will not be stating. And before that, I would always use the webcam that I had before that broke, because that had a microphone function, but it was very crackly and horrible. So, if I was doing a Let's Play with that, then your ears would probably bleed. So, this one's slightly better, though it's got a bit of static noise in it. Also, if I do voice work, it does tend to I have to do a lot of noise removal and normalization to the track to make it sound nice and sweet, which I do to all my tracks, but with voice work, I've got to do it more. Oh, look how slow this is. I even ducked my head down at this point, because in the live recording I just went, ugh, because it was so slow. And now we're introduced to a lot of spikes. There'll be pulleys everywhere. There'll be staircases with singular spikes, like here. No, I hit that. That should have been my hit. And now we go back to slow platforming over lava. Whoa. God, all these caterpillars everywhere. They're very, very irritating. This level's full of shields, and I'm glad that there is. And you know, at least Sega were happy enough to put shields in to keep us safe, because so many things in this stage can cut you out if you don't think through. More points for me. Oh yeah, that's right. I stupidly just jumped on there and was like, oh no, what did I do? And then just grabbed another shield that they happily place out for you. Now, I was trying to keep to my promise of, you know, having each level, in one part, but this level struck on for so long, and I fuck up at the end, that, the Robotnik fight, will be in the next part, and hopefully I'll be doing live recording again in that part, because, you know, doing commentary-styled recording, you know, I've kind of grown out of that. Though, personally, I'm going to try and get myself back into sort of doing commentaries again, because, you know, they're not bad, it depends on what you're commentating on, and if you're doing a game, I find that having a group of friends watching you play whilst you talk about it, like, maybe like Hellfire comms or Brain Scratch comms, that's normally quite good, because, you know, I've watched some of their videos of their playthroughs, and, all of them as a group watching a pre-recorded game footage is kind of fun. I'd like to give it a try with the other guys on the channel, but they, you know, we're more for authentic live recording, I suppose, because you know, there are some quirks about it. And there was the big fuck up I did, ladies and gentlemen. I fell all the way down, and ran back to get some rings, and then I decided to stop and leave it as that for the next part. So we're coming to the end. This is the very end. So thank you very much for watching. and goodbye.